the most replicated home design in human history, keeps interiors up to 22 degrees cooler than outdoor air, with no electricity, no machine, and no monthly bill. 5 civilizations built it across 4,000 years. In most American cities, you need a lawyer and a public hearing to attempt it. This is the Build Guide. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how a courtyard home achieves passive cooling that peer-reviewed research has measured at 10 to 22 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than outdoor air, with performance reaching 22 degrees and above in optimal configurations, why the same design has been independently developed across 5 civilizations over 4,000 years, and how the zoning framework that makes it difficult to build in most of the United States was not written by passive cooling advocates. The courtyard home is not a single invention, it is a convergent solution. When unconnected civilizations facing similar problems of extreme heat arrive at the same architectural answer without contact with each other, that is, physics confirming the design is correct, not coincidence. The Roman atrium house, the Persian san, the Chinese siheiwan, pronounced su he yuan, the Indian haveli, and the Andalusian patio home all use the same fundamental structure. Living spaces on 4 sides enclosing a central open-air courtyard. The courtyard is not decorative. It is the cooling system, and it works through 4 physical mechanisms that interact and reinforce each other. The first is shade. In a courtyard home, each of the 4 surrounding wings blocks direct sunlight from hitting the opposite wall. At any given moment, the sun can only directly heat one face of the building. The other 3 faces are in shade. A conventional home exposes all 4 walls and the roof to direct solar gain simultaneously. A courtyard home rotates which surface is in direct sun throughout the day, dramatically reducing the total solar heat absorbed by the structure. The second is thermal mass management. The courtyard floor and the interior courtyard walls are shaded for most of the day and exposed to the open sky at night. This means they absorb far less solar heat than an exposed roof and shed whatever heat they do absorb rapidly into the night sky. In a conventional home, the roof is the largest heat-collecting surface in the building. Even with standard insulation, the solar heat absorbed by a dark roof creates a temperature differential that drives heat downward into the ceiling and living spaces through the day and into the evening. The courtyard design addresses this at the architectural level by minimizing roof exposure entirely. The surrounding wings shade each other's roof areas for significant portions of the day. The third is convective airflow. The shaded courtyard floor cools rapidly and creates a pool of dense, cool air at ground level. Warm air above rises and exits at the courtyard's open top. The surrounding walls protect this cool air pool from being mixed with warm outdoor air. Rooms opening onto the courtyard can be ventilated with courtyard air, significantly cooler than outdoor air, by opening courtyard-facing windows and doors. The outdoor air that enters a courtyard ventilated room has been pre-cooled by the shaded enclosure before it reaches the living space. The fourth is nocturnal radiative cooling. At night, the courtyard floor and walls are exposed directly to the clear sky. The same mechanism we covered in the Yakchal and Daring Kuyu videos on this channel applies here. Objects exposed to the cold night sky radiate heat upward and cool rapidly. In a dry climate, the courtyard can lose the accumulated heat of the entire day before sunrise. By morning, the thermal mass of the surrounding walls and floor has been reset to a low starting temperature, and the daytime cooling cycle begins again. These 4 mechanisms work together. The result is documented, peer-reviewed, and measured in instrumented buildings across multiple climates. Documented courtyard air temperatures running 10 to 22 degrees Fahrenheit, cooler than outdoor ambient temperatures during summer heat events, with performance varying by courtyard geometry, depth, and orientation. In optimal configurations, the differential reaches 22 degrees Fahrenheit and above. A review published in Scientific Reports in 2025 analyzed parametric simulations across nearly 29,000 design configurations in 5 hot and warm climates, and found that courtyard buildings consistently reduced cooling demand compared to equivalent sealed buildings, with performance improvements sensitive to courtyard geometry, aspect ratio, and orientation. The more enclosed and shaded the courtyard, the greater the thermal benefit. In the historic city of Yazd in Iran, where summer temperatures regularly exceed 43 degrees Celsius, or 110 degrees Fahrenheit, traditional courtyard homes combined with wind catchers and underground qanat channels have maintained interior temperatures comfortable for human habitation without any mechanical cooling for centuries. The combination of the courtyard's convective cooling, the wind catcher's airflow, and the thermal mass of thick earthen walls creates a complete passive cooling system. The courtyard is the anchor. So why is this architecture absent from American residential construction? The answer is setbacks. Standard residential zoning in most American cities and municipalities requires a minimum distance between any structure and the property line on all four sides of the lot. Front setbacks typically run between 15 and 30 feet. Side setbacks run between 3 and 10 feet. Rear setbacks run between 10 and 25 feet. These requirements exist for legitimate reasons including fire access, utility maintenance, privacy, and light between neighboring buildings. A courtyard home, to function correctly, requires the four surrounding wings to enclose the central space. On a typical urban residential lot of 50 to 60 feet in width, satisfying front and rear setbacks while also maintaining interior courtyard space on all four sides is mathematically impossible without either a very large lot or an exemption from the setback rules. The exemption is called a zoning variance. The process for obtaining one typically involves an application fee, an engineer's report, a public hearing before the zoning board, legal representation, and months of administrative process. Total cost, commonly several thousand to $15,000, with no guarantee of approval. Post-war residential zoning in the United States was designed around the single-family detached home as the default building form. The courtyard home, which requires a different footprint, was simply not the form the code was written to accommodate. The beneficiary of that omission was the industry selling the mechanical cooling that sealed homes require. The code did not target the courtyard design. It standardized around a different one, and the courtyard became structurally invisible as a result. The zoning code did not ban the courtyard home. It did not need to. It made the path of least resistance the sealed, mechanically cooled box. And the path of least resistance is the path most builders, developers, and homebuyers take. The physics is 4,000 years old, and it still works. What it does to a 30-year mechanical cooling bill is the part the heating and cooling industry really does not want you to calculate. There are three pathways available to a homeowner who wants the passive cooling benefit of courtyard design today. The first is a large lot. In rural areas and some suburban jurisdictions, lots of sufficient width, typically more than 75 feet, allow a courtyard home to be built while satisfying all setback requirements. The courtyard is simply positioned in the interior of the building with the surrounding wings pulled inward from the property lines. This is architecturally and legally straightforward and requires no variance. The second is a zoning variance. In municipalities where the variance process is reasonably accessible, a well-presented application from an architect who can demonstrate that the courtyard design serves the surrounding neighborhood by reducing cooling loads and visual massing can succeed. Some municipalities are actively reforming their setback requirements for climate and density reasons. The variance is expensive and uncertain, but it is an existing legal pathway. It captures some of the same physics, including natural light, some convective flow, and limited nocturnal cooling, without requiring a variance. The thermal benefit is real but partial, representing a meaningful improvement over a fully sealed home without the full courtyard's documented cooling advantage. It is the second week of July in Yazd, Iran. The outdoor thermometer reads 44 degrees Celsius, or 111 degrees Fahrenheit. You walk through a low doorway in an otherwise featureless exterior wall and into a courtyard. The change is immediate. The air is cooler, not slightly cooler. Meaningfully cooler, the way a deep cellar is cool. The courtyard is perhaps 8 meters across, paved with pale stone that was exposed to the open sky all night and has not yet had time to heat fully. The 4 surrounding walls of the house shade 3 sides of the courtyard from direct sun. A small fountain at the center is adding evaporative cooling to the already shaded air. A thermometer on a shaded interior wall reads 28 degrees Celsius, or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. You came in from 44 degrees Celsius, or 111, 29 degrees Fahrenheit of difference, within the 22 degrees and above in optimal configurations documented in peer-reviewed research, and in line with what the combined system of deep courtyard, thick earthen walls, and wind catchers in Yazd consistently produces. The sealed box down the street with the air conditioning running is 200 years old as a concept. The courtyard home is 4,000. One of them is legal to build in most American cities without an exemption. The other requires several $1,000s and a public hearing. The large lot is available in most rural counties. The variance process is open in most municipalities. The partial interior atrium is achievable on any footprint. The code has not banned the courtyard home. It has made the path of least resistance the sealed, mechanically cooled box. The path of least resistance is the path most buildings take. But it is not the only path, and the physics that makes the alternative work is 4,000 years proven and costs nothing to run. Every civilization that faced extreme heat and had sufficient time to refine its building traditions arrived at the same answer: central open space, surrounding shade, convective airflow, and night sky cooling. The Roman atrium, the Persian san, the Chinese Siheyuan, the Indian Haveli, the Andalusian patio. The convergence is not a cultural preference. It is physics arriving at the same solution through 5 independent experiments. The code that makes the convergent answer difficult to build in 21st century America was not designed by physicists. It was designed by planners and developers in a post-war period when mechanical cooling was becoming a commercial product, and the courtyard was not the product they were selling. Next on the build guide, there is a wet screen you can hang in any window for $8 that drops incoming air temperature by 15 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit, with no electricity and no moving parts. The British Indian Army documented it in military logistics reports from 1870 onwards. It is still in use across rural Rajasthan today. The modern cooling industry replaced it with a machine that costs $2,000 a year to run. We are going to show you exactly how it works and why the replacement was never an upgrade. Subscribe and hit the bell. You will not want to miss that one.